to Family Fun Wednesday with Sharon, cooking scones today in the Woodville kitchen. So, first of all, let's all wash our hands, and if you have gloves, you can use gloves because it gets a little messy. So what we're going to need today is we're using 500 grams of our self-raising flour. Very important to use self-raising flour or our scones won't rise. So we're just going to put our flour into a bowl as such. And we're going to use just some table salt, just a pinch of table salt in there. Just a little bit in there and just, that's it. Just now, next ingredient that we're going to use is some margarine. So this is around 3 tablespoons of margarine, and we're just going to put it in and work it with our fingertips into the flour. Now, to cook our scones in the oven, we're going to need to grease a baking tray to put our scones on, and we grease the bottom so our scones aren't going to stick to the pan. So when our scones are cooked, usually we butter our scones up and we put some jam, strawberry jam and some cream on the top. And nice way to have a little afternoon tea or morning tea. Work that into our flour. So next ingredient that we're going to put in is some milk. So I have 500 mils of milk here. Now we're just going to see, we don't want it too runny, so we're just going to work the milk in and see how we go for consistency. So as you see, it's still quite floury, so we're going to put some more milk. So we keep working until it gets a little wet and sticky. More milk. So we've used just over 500 mils because we just want it to get it sticky. So we have our sticky dough. So now we're going to lay it out on just a floured board. So we're going to get our dough out. We don't want to work our dough too much. The less we play with our dough, the better. So you can use a rolling pin to roll our dough out. So we want to roll our dough to about 2 centimeters, 2-3 centimeters, depending how high you want your scones. So we're going to use something to mark out our scones. Sometimes you might have a cutter at home. If you don't have a cutter at home, you can use a glass. So you can just flour the glass, and then you have your scone. So then you're going to put those on your tray. Once we've done all the scones, we line them on our grease tray. Now what we want to do is brush the tops with a little bit of milk. So that'll give a nice brown look on top of your scone. You can use, I don't have a brush, there's little brushes that you can use. I don't have a brush, so I'm just going to use just a little teaspoon and just give them a bit of a lining with our milk. So we want to, before we start, we want to preheat our oven. So preheat your oven around 160, and then you just pop your scones in. Probably take about 15 minutes for the scones to cook, and then you can serve them up nice and hot with your jam and cream.